Shahi marhaba. What a pleasure it is to be gathered on these blissful and blissful events. I would like to thank everybody who has come here from far. I know people are here from United States of America, Canada, Germany. I would like to give them a very hearty welcome. And today is a very special day. We are going to talk about it soon. And this special day marks the day of His Holiness Gohar Shahi's appointment. We will be discussing many things regarding this auspicious day. And at the same time, I would like to take this opportunity to call upon certain individuals to come forward on the stage and tell us about your spiritual journey. There are many who have experienced unbelievable spiritual experiences, and I would like to mention that two of my daughters have prepared a wonderful speech. Nazish Riaz Yunus has prepared a speech, and Fatima Yunus has prepared a wonderful speech. So they will be speaking very soon. On the way, Fatima was complaining to me that she is a bit nervous. And I told her, "You're a brave and bold girl." She is. And once she comes here and hold the mic, she will defeat nervousness. So, I would like to invite Brother Steve, who would tell us our journey, how we started and began to spread the message of love and peace, and how painstakingly we waded through hot waters and were able to overcome the hurdles. And then I would also request Brother Steve to invite certain individuals before finally we invite Nazo and Fatima. So let's give a big round of applause for Brother Steve.
Jashan, Shahi, Mubarak to all, and to all of our viewers who are tuning in from ALRA TV across the globe. Very happy celebration to you all, and of course to Sufi Master, and especially very happy Jashan, Shahi, Mubarak to you. As I mentioned as well last year, and I think we can mention this every year, hell, we can mention it every single day. We are here for His Divine Eminence Gohar Shahi. And we are here for His Divine Eminence Gohar Shahi because of Sufi Master Yunus Al-Gohar. End of story. There would be none of us here present without Sufi Master's determination, grit, never give up attitude, love, care, forgiveness, for each and every one of us on a daily, not a daily, on a second basis. Somebody can walk through that door, promise they're going to spread this message of love, they're going to do this, you should do that, you should do this. Then they will be gone the next day. Sufi Master won't give up. The next person will come in, will have the same love, the same respect, the same specialness that each and every one of us feels every day just being in the company of Sufi Master. It's absolutely wonderful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'm so honoured to once again be able to speak and to share with everybody here my gratitude for being once again another year attached with His Divine Eminence Shahi, with Sufi Master Yunus Salga. We cannot underestimate that at all on our journey. My journey started in 2006. It was actually, my journey started April the 1st, 2006, where I was first introduced to His Divine Eminence Shahi. It was through a work colleague, and the beauty of this is, as you know, I've been mentioning on ALRA TV over this past few months, an incredible program called Chosen. Chosen, which goes far and beyond whatever anybody has ever spoken about of Jesus' life, the birth, the evenings in between, which is what we always watch on these films and documentaries. This one's a little bit different. Chosen being the disciples. They were the chosen ones. Just as we are the chosen ones. Nothing to deserve this. We haven't decided all of a sudden we are going to be followers and attached to His Divine Eminence Shahi. We were chosen to do so, and we should be honoured and blessed every single day that we breathe, that we are still clung to His Divine Eminence Shahi. And it's all thanks to Sufi Master. We cannot thank Sufi Master enough. And just as Jesus did, all of His disciples off in pairs, very, very early in the ministry. Don't sit idle, don't sit around. Share what, and they used to say to, just as we did, every one of us, the Sufi is there as well. What do I say? What am I going to say to people? Just as Jesus said, just tell them what I told you. Just go there and tell, how do I heal people? Jesus said, you're not going to heal anybody. You're going to heal them through me. And you've been given these blessings as well, to heal others, to show people that there is something more than the doom and gloom of this world. And it's all done by this wonderful showcase that we have right in front of us on a daily basis, Sufi Master. No excuses, once again, for us that we cannot share this message of love. And through that Chosen, every time I watch it, I thank where I am. I think to myself, how would I begin to understand any of these parables, any of these beautiful messages that Jesus was giving to the disciples? I would have been dumbfounded. I wouldn't have understood a single word of them. Today is Maundy Thursday. Today is a very special day in Christianity. The start of Holy Week is really underway now. And it's because of Passover. It's because Jesus was in Jerusalem at this time for Passover. And it was what was known to be the Last Supper, was to take place this very night, in Maundy Thursday. And can you believe it was at that time Jesus knew exactly what events were going to happen the next day. And during that Last Supper, which people don't always understand, they don't think is the importance of the Last Supper. It's all about rituals, it's all about show. But Jesus, can you believe it, washed the feet of His disciples. Simon Peter was the first to object. Lord, I'm not worthy, why are you washing my feet? And this was, I would say, probably the first revolutionary message to the world. Jesus was showing.
That is the problem. In spirituality, you purify yourself. Isme Allah Shayyan Tahir, La Yastaqar illa bimakan tahir. God's name is pure and will not stay, will not settle down in an impure place. This heart has to be completely purified. The lower self has to be completely purified. The souls are dormant in your body. Without getting them awakened, you will not even see any human instinct in your character. The Quran said those who do not remember God are heavily misguided, and even animals are better than those. And then Quran continues to say further, they are even worse than animals. But what type of remembrance of God? Not the one that you do with the tip of your tongue, because it doesn't make any change in your character. Any form of worship that you do physically or verbally is not going to change you. The only form of worship that will bring about a change in you is the remembrance of God inside the chambers of your heart. Because when Noor gets into you, it gets to you. It solidifies its grip upon your shaitan inside you. It plucks devil out of yourself when it goes inside. That is not acceptable to you. Because you're afraid. You're so afraid that you don't want to be exposed to your own self. How evil my inner side is. Man arafa nafsahu faqad arafa rabbahu. If you claim you know yourself, why don't you know God? Say God is a liar, the Prophet is a liar. You can say that, because you cannot say you're a liar. Man arafa nafsahu, one who has recognized himself, faqad arafa rabbahu. Meaning, knowing your true self is plainly knowing God. If you know yourself, you know God. But if you don't know yourself, you do not know God. Purification of the lower self takes 12 years. Enlightenment of the heart takes 1 day. And then, from not being able to see God to being able to see God will take 1 moment. Tell me which one is more important? Purification of the self. And this is where you fail. Purification of the self is the most important part in spirituality. And then halal means of earning. You need to make sure wherever you work, you are earning rizq halal. Not even single penny of haram should go in your pocket through prohibited means. Make sure you're not depriving anybody of their belongings. The Prophet of Islam said, you're not a true Muslim until people are safe from your hands and from your mouth. If you hurt people, you cannot be a Sufi. You cannot be a Muslim. If you take somebody's life, you cannot be a Muslim. You cannot be a Sufi. You cannot hurt feelings of people. And if you hurt somebody physically, if you kill somebody physically, forget about religion, forget about God. And don't be too much dependent on Sharia law, because this is making your heart very hard. The Sharia will always make your heart very hard like a stone. Tariqa will make your heart very soft. At the time of Moses, there was a man, and he was a shepherd. He was grazing his sheep, and the sheep were here and there. So he decided to sit down for a minute or two. And then meanwhile, he felt overwhelmed with emotions for God. And he looked at the sky. And he said, oh God, if you come down on earth, I would feed you with fresh milk of my goats. Oh God, if you come down on earth, I would put oil in your hair. I would comb your hair. And Moses was passing by. And when Moses heard all these things, he got really furious. He got really mad. And he went to the man, what the hell are you talking about? How dare you talk about God in such a manner? God doesn't drink milk. You can't put oil in God's hair and comb it. Say sorry to God. He started crying. And he went off crying. But the next time when Moses went to speak with God on the Mount of Sinai, God asked Moses a question. Moses, tell me, did I send you to unite hearts or break hearts? And Moses said, of course, you sent me to unite hearts. And then God said, why did you break heart of the shepherd? And Moses said, God, he was talking about it in a very absurd way. And God said, what did he say? And Moses said, he was saying he wanted to feed you his goat's milk. I said, no, God doesn't drink or eat. And God said, I don't care about his words. You didn't see his emotions of love for me? He doesn't know I don't live on milk. He doesn't know I don't drink milk. I don't eat food. But I don't care. Because whatever he said was coming out of his heart with so much emotions for me. And that's what I care. So my friends, do not ever say, this man is a hellbound soul. This man is bad. That man is bad. Because we do not know who they are. We do not know whom does God love. I can say for myself, I don't know if God loves me. And I realized maybe it is too much for me to ask God to grant me his love. Because I just want to make sure that he is not upset with me. Honestly, the emotions of love that I have personally noticed in Fatima Zille Gohar, she has an ocean of love for Sarkar Gohar Shahi and for God. I see a true saint in her. The emotions of love for Sarkar that I have seen in my other daughter, Nazish Riaz Yunus, they're wonderful. I pray to Sarkar Gohar Shahi that the nature of emotions that you have given to these two girls, may God share it with our hearts also. Before I invite them, I would like to invite a very controversial person, but he's lovely. Let me invite Rafaqat. He is anybody. He can be anybody, but someone who leaves Gohar Shahi. Put your hands together and let's welcome this man of great faith and great trust in Gohar Shahi, Rafaqat.
और शाही मरवा जश्न शाही मुबारक सबको नर्वस सबको पता है कि आज जश्न शाही है तो I'll give you a little breakdown how I began to believe Zakar is Imam and Islam. I was approximately 2021. That's the first time somebody told me about Imam and Islam. This was a Shia colleague at his factory in Rochdale, and he was reading a thick book. So I asked him, Shaji, what are you reading? He said, this is books about Imam and first time I heard in my life. I said, who is he? He said, he's the 12th Shia Imam, the son of Imam Hassan al-Aksari. And he said when he comes back from Ghaiba, he will spread justice all over the world. So after a few minutes, I went to my other officer who told me the Quran from when I was 8 years old, because he was working in the same factory at the same time. But he told me, because he was from the Sunni background, he said, no, the Sunni do not believe that Imam Mahdi has been born. But when he will be born, he said the same thing, that Imam Mahdi will spread justice all over the world. So after that, I don't know, something was pulling me more toward the Shia Islam than my, Bedouin background, because I never heard in my life about Imam Mahdi, Anyway, then end of '93, we moved to Bradford. '94 must have been April, May. Khalid Mirza was from Bradford. He introduced me to Sarkar Gohar Shahi. He showed me a picture with a Rado watch, and it said something in Urdu. Agar tum Rab ka karam dekhna chahte ho, to zikr qalb hasil karo. So then I started going to the Hadith Astana on Otley Road. We used to daily zikr. And after I met Saidi first in '94. And then after maybe a few weeks or a few months, then Sarkar came to Manchester Airport. And that's when the first time I met Sarkar face to face. One day we were at Saidi's house in Manchester, and Sarkar said, "Koi sawal hai to pucho." And me, straight away, Sarkar wo Shia hone ke unhone 12वें imam jo na wo Imam Mahdi hai. Sach hai ya kya? And Sarkar said something I can't remember because it's been 28 years now. But when I think now, I'll be so man. 51.
You still remember your name?
Well, that's the only thing I remember. What was I going to say? Yes, at that time मुझे नहीं पता था कि जिस ज़ात से मैं पूछ रहा हूँ इमाम मेहदी के बारे में वही इमाम मेहदी अलैहिस्सलाम है। तो पता नहीं वो शायद उस वक्त सरकार ने कहा या बाद में वीडियो के ज़रिए या फेस टू फेस कि अल्लाह ताला इमाम मेहदी का चेहरा चांद पे दिखाएगा। तो उस वक्त मेरा था ब्रैडफोर्ड ऊंची जगह है ऑन द टॉप ऑफ द हिल। तो देखते रहते थे चांद पे। कुछ टाइम लगा, शायद कुछ दिन कुछ हफ्ते। तो मुझे इतना याद है देख रहा था, आई वाज लुकिंग इन द फेस ऑफ द मून। ये तो सकानत चेहरा इमाम मेहदी ने थोड़ा I didn't know, the Sakar was Imam Mahdi because it's not like somebody said to me, you have to believe, or Sakar claimed I am Imam Mahdi. Sakar never claimed that he was Imam Mahdi. Anyway, after that, because back then there was no Google, no internet. So you couldn't Google it? No, we couldn't Google it, so we had to go to W.A. Smith's. There was these astrology magazines. They used to come every month. And they had pictures taken by NASA and other various space agencies. So we look at, 5, whatever, how many magazines there were, open the pictures, turn it up, down, left, right. And you could see the picture was clearly there. Plus I saw them with my own eyes. And then there used to be this pharmacy, and above the pharmacy was a professional photographer. So we, ASI, we asked him to take, pictures with his professional camera. He took pictures, and even his pictures showed the face of, a facial image of the moon. I mean, there's one that's on the left-hand side, but there's one on the right-hand side. And if you look closely, when Sakar used to come to Manchester, Shahi used to wear this white, jumper with exactly the same picture.
Wow.
Yeah. And then a couple of years later, then the Hajr Asad issue started. Again, there was this Islamic bookshop in Bradford called the Book Center. There was this book printed in Pakistan. I looked at it, I turned it upside down, the picture was there.
The black stone? The black stone?
Yeah, Hajr Asad, yeah. And there was other pictures, they were from, but now it's 30 years ago, 40 years ago. If you turn the picture upside down, you can see the images. A facial image. Now they've painted over it. There's so many videos on YouTube that they've painted, they scraped it and painted it and put boiling liquid over it. That's about it.
All right, that's very good, thank you. I want you to play that Qawwali. Mere Peer Jaisa Koi Nahi, if you can. And those who want to come and dance here, they can. Only the decent ones. Come on, who wants to do that? चलो भाई खड़े हो जाओ। मुर्जा आ जाओ भाई, समीर, बटू आप भी आ जाओ, बटू।
सारी जागीर लेके बैठा है, दिल में तस्वीर लिए बैठा है। मुझको क्या गर्दिशें सताएंगी, सामने मेरा पीर बैठा है। बचाता है मेरा पीर, फूलों की तरह मुझको हंसाता है मेरा पीर। वो ऐसा सखी ऐसा सखी ऐसा सखी है, वो ऐसा सखी ऐसा सखी ऐसा सखी है, जो मांगता हूँ मुझको दिलाता है मेरा पीर। जैसा है मेरा पीर कोई पीर नहीं है, जैसा है मेरा पीर कोई पीर नहीं है, जैसा है मेरा पीर कोई पीर नहीं है।
फिर दोबारा बुलाएंगे।
की तरह दिल में जिगर में है।
All right. It's now time for the princesses to get ready. Woo! Nazish Riaz Yunus.
Jashan, everyone. I've written a speech. Hope everyone is doing well. Today I'd like to talk about gratitude. Let's be honest. It's very easy to talk about what's bad and what our lives lack. It's very important to constantly remind yourself what you do have. Sorry, I'm out of breath. 3 weeks ago, I was in hospital all alone, and I was hit by this wave of gratitude. Albeit I was in a horrid place, I was merely glad I had a family and a home to go to. My ward was full of people, but my family were the first to come to see me. I'd like to say a lot more, however, I must end this by expressing my gratitude to not only express myself for my own benefit, but to show that gratitude is very easy and not at all hard. It can be something very minute, and however, it can mean a lot to you or the other individual. Thank you, Fatima, for showing me how far strength can go, and how every time you call me an Azado, it makes my heart melt. Thank you, Bhai, for always being on the other side of the phone. And yes, everyone is on the other side of the phone, but what I mean by this is, if I were to ever call him, no matter where he is or what he is doing, he will always come. So thank you, Bhai. Thank you, Baji. I don't know where you are. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Baji, for literally everything. I can't name each and everything, otherwise we'd be here for a long while. I guess I have a thing for Fatmas. Most importantly, thank you, Papa, for being a force of love. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I envision you as. Our source of happiness, a reason to smile. Thank you for asking how I am when you yourself are not good. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being you. I am grateful for not only being your daughter, but simply sharing the same sky as you do. I don't think I have time to sing a bunch of songs, but there's one song I wanted to sing, just a few lines.
Karaoke music?
No, it's just a few lines. It's not actually. तू जो रूठा तो कौन हंसेगा, तू जो छूटा तो कौन रहेगा, तू चुप है तो डर लगता है, अपना मुझको अब कौन कहेगा, तू ही वजह, तेरे बिना बेवजह बेकार हूँ मैं, तेरा यार हूँ मैं। Thank you for everyone for listening to me. Jashan, Shahi, Mubarak. There's one song I also wanted to sing. Fatima, do you want to stand with me, please? I'm just kind of scared. I know, just stand. Look at your phone. Yeah, oh yeah. Or I can sing. Sing that. Can you play Lift Me Up? Fatima's been telling me to practice my own song alone, so I was listening to music last night. I had no idea what I should sing, what really resonated with me. So this song automatically came on my phone, and it really resonated with what I was feeling at the time. Lift me up, hold me down, keep me close, safe and sound, burning in a hopeless dream. Hold me when you go to sleep, keep me in the warmth of your love. When you depart, keep me safe, safe and sound. Lift me up, hold me down, keep me close, safe and sound. Drowning in an endless sea, take some time and stay with me, keep me in the strength of your arms, keep me safe, safe and sound. Lift me up, hold me down. I need love, I need love, I need love. Hold me, 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 hold me. Love me, love me, love me. Hello, everyone. First, Goshi Maraba. Some of us today have joined this extraordinary event, and unfortunately some of us haven't. For anyone who doesn't know who I am, I'm Fatima Yunus, and today I'm going to share maybe 10 minutes with you all, expressing my feelings and personal experiences and ideas according to my life. I put a lot of effort and emotion into this speech, so I hope you all love it and understand my point of view. You don't need to come up here with fancy dresses and jewelry, nice makeup. Sagar is just asking for a clean heart.
Wow! Wow! Beautiful!
Last year was like a challenge to me, where I was depressed and completely broken. As you may have known, I didn't attend Shahi 2022. So I was sitting down and I was watching the ALRA TV video, and I was so sad. I literally bursted into tears. So I was sitting down and I was just staring at the sky, and mentally I could feel that Sagar was holding me so tightly, so I don't let go. But you know what? Sagar not only held me, but brought me back to my home. I literally have no words, but never think you're alone. Sagar is always there with you, and never give up, because he's always holding you tightly. My heart was dull at the time, until Sagar came in my dream and made it brighter. It's like a light bulb when you buy it from Tesco, and it's not going to work unless you put batteries in it. I would also like to thank my family for always being there for me and supporting me every stage I get onto. I grew up thinking that Sagar was a big king, I was a little princess hugging Sagar. And sometimes I look back to that memory and I think, I was pretty cute. On this special day, I want to tell you that Sagar was granted the holy title Imam Mahdi on this day.
Wow!
So we should be thankful that we have our dear Lord Sagar Shahi, because we wouldn't be sitting in this room all together if it wasn't for my dad and Sagar. I also like to say, if people don't be with you at your worst, don't let them in your best. Last year, I think I repeated that. I understand that life can be petty and unfair, but honestly, life has nothing to do with it. It's just green grass and a blue sky. It's all about the people you put in it to make it happy or sad. I have 2 theories that prevent people from happiness: living in the past and observing others. When someone treats you like you're one of many options, help them narrow their choice by removing yourself from the equation. Sometimes you have to try not to care, because sometimes you can mean almost nothing to someone, so much to you. This is not pride, it's self-respect. Don't expect to see positive changes in your life if you're surrounded yourself with negative and toxic people. Know your value and what you have to offer, and never settle for anything less than what you deserve.
Wow.
Sometimes, like when I was not here, I would think to myself, I know everything happens for a reason, but sometimes I want to know that reason. I want to also talk a little bit about backbiting.
So that was what you said. Everything happens for a reason, but I want to know the reason. That's epic. Wonderful. Clapping for that.
Do you realize whatever happens in the dark always comes back to light? Like, if you backbite about someone to another person, that dwells in God's eyes. No. You don't talk behind someone's back, because God knows everything that's going on in your head, or you're saying it out loud. They know. Well, unfortunately, that there is a person who knows that, and that's God. Any religion.
True.
So I guess there's no such thing as a secret then. Just think for a moment. How would I feel if that person was to backbite about me? I'm not going to extend more about this topic, but I have one last thing to say referring to backbiting. Have you ever heard the phrase, whatever people do to you, it will always come back to them? Well, yes. Again, whoever does this action should immediately stop now. I'm going to share you a few live tips with you all from my personal perspective. Have you heard the phrase, treat others the way you want to be treated? Well, in my school they teach us this. But why do people still disobey this rule? That's when we don't relate to people anymore. The value of a person is important. You don't break someone's heart like a pencil. Do you understand if you put allegations on someone, you can emotionally break them? It hits them like a fireball and bleeds uncontrollably. Emotions and feelings are fragile, and that's why you have to put cigars, love in your heart to make them powerful and strong.
Wow.
If you lie and extend that lie, and when people find out that lie, who's going to be on your side? Yes, God, but God's only waiting for forgiveness. God's always going to forgive you. So I read something in school once. It was called The Boy Who Cried Wolf. So he was a shepherd. He was looking after sheep. And he was pranking the neighborhood. And he was saying, oh, wolf, there's wolf attacking the sheep. So the people came, and they're like, there's no wolf. So he did it a few times. And then when the wolf really did came, no one came. In this speech, I'm not trying to lecture people, but to try and give you a clear image that you are not alone and you always have Sarkar Gaur Shahi.
Wow.
Well, I personally think everybody lies once or twice, but repeatedly lying is unacceptable. Suppose you continue lying about something all the time. Who's going to believe you when it's true? Just think that. Normally people don't care about you when you're in the moment. They only find how important you are when you are not there. Suppose you come back, possibly they'll be kind to you for a week or so, but they adapt the same behavior. They will get comfortable with you and treat you like you're worth nothing. No matter how much you try to be kind, respectful, nice to them, they don't care. Have you ever wondered when people put you down, they're just extremely jealous of you? Yeah. They love to see you in pain and sorrow and all kinds of stuff. But what you don't want to do is make them happy and be in pain. That means that their life isn't happy. Why would someone's life be happy when they're just surrounded by hate and anger? All they do is let down people, and that means they don't have friends unless the people who are scared to them act to be their friends. For example, if you have an argument with your friend or your sister or your brother or cousin, you don't really feel happy after that. No matter how much they get told off, they do not listen. But fake friends, they feel like that. They use you emotionally. And I like to say this phrase to myself time to time, and I will share it with you all today. People don't change, they just take their masks off. Referring to what I mentioned earlier, I also have an important life tip that I say to myself time to time. Stop crossing oceans for people who won't even jump in puddles for you. You know, it's funny how it's possible for somebody so close to you just to drift away so easily and quickly forget about you. Friends can be pain. They can be demanding and hard work, but maybe that's because they're the wrong friends. I read a quote once, can't remember who by, but it said that friends aren't necessarily the people you like best, they're just the people who got there first. Don't forget, you don't need thousands of people to support you. You even have someone much greater than that, and that's Sarkar Gohar Shahi.
Wow! Wow!
Although some of us have been through hardships and heartbreaks, there is always a glimpse of light and future awaiting for us.
Wow!
The key to being happy is knowing to choose to accept and to let go. I personally think that one of the most important etiquettes to be a Sufi is to believe that life is too short for disagreements and arguments. Even if you think you're right, still apologize and remain as friends, rather than win and be enemies.
Wow! Beautiful.
I personally don't believe in failure. Every setback is simply an opportunity for a major comeback. Do you realize the man on top of the mountain didn't just fall there, but worked their hardest to the peak? Even with hateful and disturbing words, they didn't let that get past them, because they already knew they had someone always by their side, and that's Sarkar Gohar Shahi.
Wow, wow.
This world is full of terrible people that aim to destroy you until you break. What you don't want to do is take revenge. Instead, burn their blood by not caring what they say. You know yourself, and you don't have to prove anything to no one. The only person that knows you best is Sarkar Gohar Shahi.
Wow, wow, wow.
You just need yourself and the people who love you. And today we are looking at that particular person who knows who you really are and who will always remind you that you're on the right path. He will be with you on the smooth roads and the bumpy ones. I want to thank a particular person who was with me during those times. Thank you, my Lord Sarkar Gohar Shahi, with being with me all the way. I have one last word for you all. It might be difficult now, but you'll be so happy and proud of yourself when you're done. Happy Jashan Shahi Mubarak, everyone.
Oh, that was overwhelming. Brother Steve, what do you think of this speech?
I'm speechless.
Beautiful. I will speak very shortly. But now I would like to invite Samreen, which is Fatima's cousin. And she has come all the way from Virginia.
Happy Jashan Shahi to everyone.
Happy Jashan Shahi to you.
Jashan, but I am Samreen Gohar and I came from the USA. I'll be talking about self-respect. Self-respect is something where you value yourself and not let anyone get past your way or crushing you down for someone who broke your heart or committed an unkind action towards you. But never let anyone bring you down or crush you down, because whatever people say is their opinion but not yours. So whatever people say, don't get it into your head and don't think about it, because honestly there are no people who decide who you are. No one decides if you are a good person or a bad person. Always respect yourself and always surround yourself with nice and positive people. The negative people don't deserve to be in your life. The negative people who say you're bad, but like I said, they don't get to decide who you are and they don't get to decide if you're a bad person. No one in this world decides who you are. You only get to decide yourself. Don't let anyone get to you, and don't feel bad for the people who try to crush you down. The people who think you're bad and trying to tell you you're bad, they're just jealous of you because they don't like their life, and they're just trying to ruin your life because they're jealous. But what I'm here to talk about is that God is always here with you and will help you with every stage of your life.
Wow, that's true.
So don't forget that no one decides who you are. That's all. God.
To celebrate happiness doesn't restrict us from listening to a song, does it? It doesn't, right? Did you hear that, Fatima? What song do you want me to play?
Well, me and Nozzle have prepared a song called I Have Nothing by Whitney Houston.
So give it away, come on stage.
Yoo-hoo!
You want karaoke?
Yes. Actually, I have the lyrics on my phone. 1 second.
You can put the camera on that. Go ahead.
Is that the background music? Because I don't really know it without the background. Yeah.
You have already stolen the show.
Shine my light, take me for what I am. 'Cause I'll never change my colors for you. Take my love, I'll never ask for too much. Just all that you are and everything that you do. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't wanna have to go where you don't follow. I want harder back again. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. Don't close on my door. I don't wanna hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you dare. Or must I imagine you there? Don't walk away from me. I have nothing, nothing, nothing. If I don't have you, you, you see through right to the heart of me. You break down my walls with the strength of your love. I never knew love like I know it with you. Will the memory survive what I can hold on to? I don't really need to look very much further. I don't wanna have to go where you don't follow. I'll hold it back again. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide.
We
That's
also
a wonderful duo. Fatima,
Yes.
can you sing that song, Unstoppable? Please. Unstoppable. That song is Fatima and that song is our mission. It applies to both. And that is me also. Unstoppable. It's a beautiful song.
All smiles, know when it takes to fool this town. I do it till the sun goes down and all through the night time.
Wow.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Leave my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time. All smiles, I know what it takes to fool this town. I do it till the sun goes down and all through the night time. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Leave my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I put my arm around, show you how strong I am. I put my arm around, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a force with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Yeah. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Break down on me alone while I cry out loud. You'll never see what's high down, deep down. Yeah, 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 no. How good to let your feelings show. It's the only way to make friendships grow. But I'm too afraid now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I put my arm around, show you how strong I am. I put my arm around, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a force with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Yeah. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Yeah. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I put my arm around, show you how strong I am. I put my arm around, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a force with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Yeah. I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. Me. My hands, they're strong, but my never far too weak to stand in your arms without falling to your. Thank you for having me all.
Would you like to say something? Please.
I don't know what to say.
How do you feel? Come on.
There's a sort of feeling in the room that somehow we're all related or something. Like, when I come up here, like, I knew nothing stage fright or anything, because you know, like, you all are like my friends and somehow my family.
Five-minute break for food, iftar, and then I will speak. Are you sure the time is 7:44?
یہ کیسا راز پایا ہے، یہ کیسا ناز پایا ہے، یہ ایک نسبت ہی کافی ہے، میں نے گوہر کو پایا۔ گوہر کے حسن میں جلوہ نما ہے حسن سبحانی، یہ راز عشق پایا ہے، میں نے گوہر کو پایا۔ نہیں شامل دعاؤں میں شفاعت اور جنت، اب وہ فتح غیب لایا ہے، میں نے گوہر کو پایا، گوہر کو پایا۔ میں ترکیب وفا کی فکر میں مصروف رہتا، نہیں ذکر و فکر کرتا، میں نے گوہر کو پایا ہے۔ وہ دل پہ ہو گئے قابض تو میں نے راز یہ سمجھا، گوہر کا ہو گیا ہوں تب ہی تو گوہر کو پایا ہے۔ میرے آئینہ روح میں جمال یار روشن ہے، میں جشن جلوہائے یار ہوں، گوہر کو پایا ہے۔ ہجوم جلوہائے عشق میں گم رہتا ہوں صاحب، میں مینوشی کا قائل ہوں، میں نے گوہر کو پایا ہے۔ چلو اچھا ہوا تم مل لیے مجھ سے کسی صورت میں، ملو مجھ سے میرے یارو، میں نے گوہر کو پایا ہے۔ یہ ایک صورت کسی صورت بدلتی ہے کئی صورت، کسی صورت بھی مل جاؤ، میں نے گوہر کو پایا ہے۔ چمکتے چہرے گوہر کو چھو کر چاند کہتا ہے، مجھے دیکھو اے انسانوں، میں نے گوہر کو پایا ہے۔ نظام شمس میں روح حیات شمس ہیں گوہر، یہ شمشی نغمہ سبحان ہے، گوہر کو پایا ہے۔ یہی چہرہ ہے رونق عالم افلاک کی یونس، ہے باز گشت اب ہر سو، میں نے گوہر کو پایا۔ میں نے گوہر کو پایا ہے، گوہر کو پایا ہے، گوہر کو پایا ہے، میں نے گوہر کو پایا ہے۔ یہ کیسا راز پایا ہے، یہ کیسا ناز پایا ہے، یہ ایک نسبت ہی کافی ہے. میں نے گوہر کو پایا. گوہر کے حسن میں جلوہ نما ہے حسن سبحانی. یہ راز عشق پایا ہے میں نے گوہر کو پایا. نہیں شامل دعاؤں میں شفاعت اور جنت اب، وہ فتح غیب لایا ہے میں نے گوہر کو پایا. گوہر کو پایا. میں ترکیب وفا کی فکر میں مصروف رہتا، نہیں ذکر و فکر کرتا میں نے گوہر کو پایا ہے. وہ دل پہ ہو گئے قابض تو میں نے راز یہ سمجھا، گوہر کا ہو گیا ہوں تب ہی تو گوہر کو پایا ہے. میرے آئینہ روح میں جمال یار روشن ہے، میں جشن جلوہائے یار ہوں گوہر کو پایا ہے. ہجوم جلوہائے عشق میں گم رہتا ہوں صاحب، میں مینوشی کا قائل ہوں میں نے گوہر کو پایا ہے. چلو اچھا ہوا تم مل لیے مجھ سے کسی صورت میں. ملو مجھ سے میرے یارو میں نے گوہر کو پایا ہے. یہ ایک صورت کسی صورت بدلتی ہے کئی صورت، کسی صورت بھی مل جاؤ میں نے گوہر کو پایا ہے. چمکتے چہرے گوہر کو چھو کر چاند کہتا ہے، مجھے دیکھو اے انسانوں میں نے گوہر کو پایا ہے. نظام شمس میں روح حیات شمس ہیں گوہر، یہ شمشی نغمہ سبحان ہے گوہر کو پایا ہے. یہی چہرہ ہے رونق عالم افلاک کی یوں.
جی
All right. It's time for everybody to get back into the hall now. گوہر شاہی مرحبا. مجھے امید ہے آپ نے کھانا کھا لیا ہوگا، اور اگر کھا بھی رہے ہیں تو کھاتے رہیں، آپ کے کان تو خالی ہیں. کانوں سے سنتے رہیں، منہ سے کھاتے رہیں، نفس بھی خوش ہو دل بھی خوش ہو. خاص گفتگو تو ہم رات کی محفل میں کریں گے. یہ موقع تو خوش رہنے کا، خوشی منانے کا ہے. روحانی ماحول کا روحانی ماحول کا ایک جگہ ہوتی ہے، وہاں ہمارا باطنی نظام ہوتا ہے، وہاں کیف اور سرور ہوتا ہے. اب یہ جو ہالز ہیں ان میں تو پاکی اور طہارت کا خیال نہیں ہوتا نا. اب تمام احباب میرے ساتھ مل کے حضور کی بارگاہ میں ہم درود پڑھیں گے، آپ میرا ساتھ دیں. صلی اللہ علی محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم، 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 صلی اللہ علی محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم. یا رسول اللہ، یا حبیب اللہ، یا نبی اللہ، یا نور اللہ، صلی اللہ علی محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم، صلی اللہ علی محمد
صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم،
صلی اللہ علی محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم، صلی اللہ علی محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم، صلی اللہ علی محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم، صلی اللہ علی محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم، صلی اللہ علی محمد
صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم.
یا رسول اللہ، یا حبیب اللہ، یا نبی اللہ، یا نور اللہ، صلی اللہ علی محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم، صلی اللہ علی محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم، صلی اللہ علی محمد
صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم.
یا رسول اللہ، یا حبیب اللہ، یا نبی اللہ، یا نور اللہ، یا حامد یا محمود یا احمد یا محمد، صلی اللہ علی محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم، 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 صلی اللہ علی محمد
صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم، صلی اللہ علی محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم.
آج رات کی محفل میں ہم گفتگو کریں گے کہ 15 رمضان کو سرکار سے جو نسبت حاصل ہے وہ کن وجوہات کی بنا پر ہے. इसमें एक वजह तो ये है कि ख़ास इल्हामात का सिलसिला शुरू हुआ। और दूसरी वजह है रादिया मर्दिया का अहद हुआ। रादिया मर्दिया क्या है ये हम रात को एक्सप्लेन करेंगे। मजहर भाई, रादिया मर्दिया क्या है इसके बारे में मुफस्सिल गुफ्तगू की ज़रूरत है, और ये गुफ्तगू हम रात को करेंगे तफसील से बैठ के। फिर हर महराज का ताल्लुक 15 रमज़ान से है, ये भी तवज्जो तलब नुक्ता है। इन तमाम नुकात पर हम मुफस्सिल गुफ्तगू करेंगे। रमज़ानुल मुबारक जो है इसको न सिर्फ इमाम मेहदी अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम से निस्बत है, बल्कि इसे मोहम्मद रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वालैहि वसल्लम की ज़ाते वाला से भी निस्बत है। और 15 रमज़ान को क्या ख़ास बात होती है और हमारे लिए उसमें क्या मौजूद है, इन तमाम चीज़ों के ऊपर हम वहाँ गुफ्तगू करेंगे। The purpose of fasting is to temporarily deprive your lower self from absorbing the heat of the food, because heat of the food spiritually has negative effect on our souls. This is why 1 month's fasting was prescribed for Muslims, and according to Quran, before Muslims it was prescribed for other nations also. The Jews were commanded by God to fast. Hindus were commanded by God to fast. So fasting is a way of purification. But what is fasting? Is it just to refrain from consumption of food and water? What else? Fasting doesn't help everybody. If you do not practice your religion properly, neither fasting will help you nor salat will help you. You may be happy in yourself that you're fasting, you're a holy person. But if you continue to lie, break hearts, play a devil, and do everything that you normally do, this is not going to help you. Now, for a normal religious person, 1 month's fasting has been prescribed by God. But if you want to become a holy yourself, then there's a different ball game. People went into jungle and they fasted for 12 years, and they did not return to the world until their lower self, Latifa Nafs, was completely mortified, purified. What is purification of the lower self? It is expulsion of negativity from the core of our being. The way we talk about spirituality, a lot of people think we are fake Sufis. We don't know spirituality. But the problem is spirituality was never explained with so much clarity before. The type of spirituality that we profess is nude spirituality without religious connotation. It is to purify the lower self and awaken the faculty of spiritual heart. Well, in regards to purification of the lower self, the Quran tells us, قَدْ أَفْلَهَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى. Surely, those will succeed in the path of God who have purified themselves. But the problem is, if Muslims continue to do cherry picking in regards to which ayah of the Quran they want to practice, they will never arrive at the truth. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى. It's a very small piece of verse. But if you want to practice this, it will take you 12 years. It's a small piece of, it's a Quranic phrase. But the taste of pudding is in eating. Right? If you just talk about Quran, you love Quran, you talk about it, but you don't practice Quran, it's useless. So purification of the lower self is the prime goal in everybody's life, especially those who want to love God. You cannot love God with having a dirty, evil dog barking inside you all the time, even when you are praying. So the holy month of Ramadan reminds us that we are supposed to purify our inner and our outer. But only those are successful in adequate fasting that are not naive to spirituality and purification of the lower self. The negativity, arrogance, deceit, habit of slandering, it's not in your control. Although the Quran tells us not to slander, not to backbite anybody, not to be jealous of anybody. But do you think you can stop yourself from this? If you think you can, you live in fool's paradise. Because these things, these negative traits are deeply rooted in your heart. What we need to do, we don't want to do. The Prophet of Islam said, jealousy is like a dry wood which catches the fire immediately. In a similar way, when you have jealousy in your heart, any worship you perform, it ruins it. Arrogance, kibr, takabbur. We tell ourselves, I am not mutakabbir. We don't have takabbur. But you're just fooling yourself. Because you are born with it. There are 4 birds in you. You are born with lust in your heart. You are born with arrogance and deceit in your chest. Only those become pure of these who make efforts in the spiritual way, in the path of love, in the path of spirituality. You're not pure by birth.
Only Ali Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam has been declared to be pure in the Quran. Whereas God said, O Prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, I intend to purify your Ahlul Bayt from all forms of dirt and filth. For a common people like you and me, we are not Ali Muhammad, we are not Ahlul Bayt, we are normal people. We need to purify ourselves. We are not holy by birth. Yes, Ali was holy, Fatima was holy, Hassan Hussain was holy. But we are not Hassan, we are not Hussain. We are not Fatima, daughter of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We are not Ali, brother-in-law. We are not anybody. So we need to purify ourselves. This message of purification is not confined to 1 month of Holy Ramadan in which you fast. If you want to become a true believer in God, you need to continue with this practice of purification. Purification of thoughts is very important. How you perceive others. Purification of behavior is important. Purification of your conduct is important. There are so many important things that we're supposed to do, but this will not happen by you making an effort to end it. The only way to root out evil from your character is to awaken your heart. If you believe in what Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, start practicing this point. Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Khatim al-Nabiyyin, said, O sons of Adam, there is a piece of flesh in your body. If you set it right, if you purify it, your entire body will become purified. But if you fail to purify your heart, your entire body will remain to be impure. The Prophet said, remember well, this is your heart. This is a formula for achievement of purification of the entire being. All you need to do is do one thing: awaken your heart. That's all. I repeat it again. The formula to achieving inner and outer purification is to focus on one single point, and that is to awaken the heart. And the Prophet of Islam said, if you manage to purify and awaken your heart, your entire body will become purified. Some Sufis don't believe that when we talk about it. But when they talk about it, they don't know how to do it. My friends, you come here on your own accord. Neither you pay me money nor I pay you money to come. Isn't that true? Journey of 1,000 miles start with one step. The entire humanity will be revolutionized one day. It appeared to be a far-fetched dream. But now, I am beginning to feel that the world is ready for this spiritual revolution. Because the hearts are lighting up. And there is always tiny little light towards the end of the tunnel. It's not easy changing the way world thinks. It's not easy. We're in the business of changing the thought process of humanity. Lectures will not make you a holy man. Recitation of a holy book will not make you a holy person. It is the purification of the lower self and awakening of the heart. The Prophet of Islam said, "Yunamu aini, wala yunamu qalbi." My eyes sleep, my heart doesn't sleep. Obviously, the Prophet's heart doesn't sleep is not referred to his physical heart. It is referred to his spiritual heart. So we need a heart, we need a spiritual heart that doesn't sleep while we are sleeping. Perhaps this is why the Quran said, الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ. True believers are engaged in remembrance of God whilst they are standing, whilst they are sitting, and whilst they are tossing in their beds when they are sleeping. In all three forms, your heart is pronouncing God's name. Why do we need Gohar Shahi? We need Gohar Shahi because Gohar Shahi will transmit divine energy into our hearts, and with the help of that divine energy, our hearts will start vibrating with God's name. The world will not take this message serious. But remember, my friends, those who are chosen by God will feel attracted to this mission. One way or other, they will be connected. Either they decide themselves to come and connect with us, or God decides for them and send them to be connected with us. The day is not far when the entire world will salute to Gohar Shahi. You may feel you are weak. You may feel that this group of people is not very religious people. But trust me, it's not a religion that we are after. We're after God. We're after God. And when you're after God, first thing is that you love His creation. If you truly love God, you cannot hate His creation. The Quran tells us killing of one innocent soul is equated with killing of entire humanity. Those who love God, they do not kill. And those who kill, they do not love God. But what about your souls? If you become oblivion of your own inner being and you let your souls die, 7 souls and 9 other subordinates of your souls, you're a killer of 17 souls inside your body. Take this message to every corner in this world. And God will compensate for your time in form of His love. Please close your eyes. We're going to do a little bit of zikr, and then after zikr we will then invite Fatima Yunus and Nazo Yunus to come and cut the cake. Close your eyes. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Rasulullah. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Habiballah. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Shafi al-Muznabeen. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Rahmatan lil-Alamin. Ya Gawhar Shahi al-Mutai. Ya Gawhar Shahi. Ya Gawhar Shahi. La ilaha illallah. 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 La ilaha illallah, 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 illahu. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Illallah, 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 illallah,
Allahu. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahu. 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 As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Habib Allah. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Shafi al-Muznabeen. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Rahmatan lil Alameen. Sallallahu alayka ya Muhammad. 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 Illahu astaghfirullah rabbi min kulli dhanbin wa atubu ilayhi. 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 Illahu. We are very lucky that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is among with us. Just for the presence of the Prophet, let's do a bit of kalima again. La ilaha illallah. 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 Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Oh Allah, accept this little effort of our people and bless them with love of your Gohar Shahi, with love of your beloved Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Oh Allah, forgive the sins of people. Oh Allah, give them an opportunity to connect with you and to connect with your beloveds, your beloved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, your beloved Jesus Christ, your beloved Gohar Shahi. Ay Allah, those who have passed away, the innocent ones, make their grave a garden of Jannah. Make their grave a garden of Jannah. Oh Allah, bless our sister Najat Shamlali and give her the highest of your reward in the Jannah. Oh Allah, make it possible for everybody to belong to Gohar Shahi, to belong to Jesus, to belong to Muhammad, your beloved. Oh Allah, let us stand by the truth. Oh Allah, let us stand by the truth. Oh Allah, let us stand by Jesus Christ. Let us stand by Gohar Shahi. Give everybody a big hug. Give everybody a breath of life. Give everybody a gift of eternal life. Give everybody a second birth. Give everybody a cradle of Jesus. Give everybody be able to touch with the hearts of Jesus and the hearts of His Holiness Gohar Shahi. Jab dam aakhir ho ya Allah, lab pe ho la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. केक ले आओ.
Hello, hello.
مرحبا یا مرحبا گوہر شاہی مرحبا مرحبا یا مرحبا گوہر شاہی مرحبا سرکار کی آمد مرحبا گوہر کی آمد مرحبا چہرہ نورانی مرحبا زلف مستاں تیرا شاہی میرا شاہی تیرا شاہی میرا شاہی دم دم دمادم دم دم دمادم دنیا کو بتا دو وہ سب سے پیارا وہ راج دلارا وہ حسن کا راجا وہ راج دلارا وہ سب سے پیارا دنیا کو بتا دو ہے یار ہمارا سب مل کر بولو دنیا کو بتا دو ہے سب سے پیارا وہ یار ہمارا دلدار ہمارا سب مل کر بولو دنیا کو ہلا دو ذرا پیار سے بولو ذرا پیار سے بولو مستی سے بولو زستی سے بولو تیرا شاہی میرا شاہی تیرا شاہی میرا شاہی دم دم دمادم دم دم دمادم دم دم دمادم دم دم دمادم یا گوہر 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 یا گوہر
مولائے کل ریاض گوہر شاہی مرحبا بکم مولائے کل ریاض گوہر شاہی مرحبا بکم ریاض الجنہ کے راجا را گوہر ہیں خالق ہمارے ریاض الجنہ کے راجا را گوہر ہیں خالق ہمارے مولائے کل ریاض گوہر شاہی مرحبا بکم مولائے کل ریاض گوہر شاہی مرحبا بکم حجر اسود میں صورت جن کی محمد نے بھی چومی حجر اسود میں صورت جن کی محمد نے بھی چومی یہی تصویر گوہر بیت اللہ کی ہے ٹھہری خوبی یہی تصویر گوہر بیت اللہ کی ہے ٹھہری خوبی آپ کی شبنم سی آنکھیں ہی ہماری جان ہے آپ کی شبنم سی آنکھیں ہی ہماری جان ہے آپ کے لب مسکراتی کلیوں کی معراج ہے آپ کے لب مسکراتی کلیوں کی معراج ہے آپ کا چہرہ گلابی پھولوں کی بہار ہے آپ کا چہرہ گلابی پھولوں کی بہار ہے آپ کی زلفیں یا گوہر حبل را ریاض ہے آپ کی زلفیں یا گوہر حبل را ریاض ہے آپ کے بكم مولائے کل ریاض گوہر شاہی مرحبا بكم ریاض الجنہ کے راجا را گوہر خالق ہمارے
مرحبا یا مرحبا گوہر شاہی مرحبا مرحبا یا مرحبا گوہر شاہی. ہیپی جشن شاہی. چلو بیٹا کر دے کیک. تو بھی پکڑ لے. ویٹ 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 ویٹ